Hello smart people on the internet. Today we're going to take a look at one of the most infuriating and closest game that I've had in a very long time. As you can see, we are playing one of my favorite tribes at the moment, which is Imperius, and our opponent is playing Kiku, which amounted to a very interesting turn of events. As you can see, we are playing on a 256 lakes, my favorite, might of course, and more information, it is turn 0. So, looking at our spawn, quite standard Imperial spawn. Yeah, so let's get right into it. So we play standard opening, not too interesting. By the way, I'm going to play from only my part because the opponent's part is way less interesting and they make a whole bunch of plays that I don't particularly agree with, but it still amounts to one of the most exciting games that I've had in a long time. Let's get right into that. We are quite lucky with the second village here. We can even upgrade it 2 times. So we get an explorer. That reveals quite some nice stuff. We reveal Kiku, but we could already see that from the starting score. So here we start upgrading the second city. Very nice. Get rider. See another village over there, and that we are also connected with a land bridge over here. This village we can also upgrade. So far, so good. Quite a nice spawn. This water is quite annoying, as well as some of these mountains, as you'll see in a bit, but other than that, quite a nice spawn. Get some workshop, yep. So this is one of the things that I mentioned in the previous video, and if you haven't seen that one, do check it out. What is more important, expanding or economy? And here we have an incredible mix of both of them, because we have such a great starting tech for terrain over here. We are able to not only expand rapidly, but also we are able to upgrade all of our cities quite a lot. So we do simultaneous upgrading and expansion, which is lovely. So here we see the pinnacle of this game. So what is going to happen is there's like a big lake or river, whatever you want to call it, over there, and that is going to play a pivotal role in how this game is going to turn out. Switching to our opponent's view for a bit, looking at the stars per turn and stuff, we're almost equal, so that's interesting. Yep, we get sailing because we see that we will probably need it, which is one of the most important parts of the early game, is that we discovered, oh gosh, we are going to need either this one over here or this one, because they are the only ones that have direct port access. While our opponent is playing Kiku, and Kiku has immediate port access, especially with the spawn they had, which I'm not going to show. They have great access to the water, while we only have this one and this one if we can get to it first, which does look like it, and it is going to be tremendously important for the rest of the game. So we smack him, see some more land and water over there, we get a workshop, and we need to get going on that. Here they surprised me with a warrior and a ship, we smacked the ship already, but they surprised me with the warrior here, and this warrior as well. So they were definitely up to something with the ships. Luckily though, we are able to not only hit them off, but also get the right unit over there, which is of course the warrior. It has the best defensive capabilities, and we are able to hold that village for now. Get some resources, do some upgrading, get border growth. Yep, we even get construction from one of the ruins, which is a technology that's often overlooked in games like this. It can be one of the greatest technologies in the late game, because it is the most efficient way of building population. Because farmlands, I mean, as well as the mines and the forges, but you can't just put a forge down everywhere, whereas you can transform any tile into a farmland and farm it. But yeah. Yep, we start upgrading some more, and at the end of turn 10 here we have 25 stars per turn, which is decent, as well as established quite some land units, and not only that, but also that we are able to go onto the water over here, and hopefully as well over here, so that we can establish dominance over the seas. We see this ship go away, so that basically means they are letting us capture this stuff, you would imagine, but they actually don't. Oh, I have a side quest for this video. Side quest: find all of the lighthouses, because we have 2 already, and this one is getting close. Only this one. So also this border, this freaking border, it just meant that we cannot get onto the water here as quickly as we need to. And this is going to be one of the most infuriating things that happens during this game, is that we are not able to establish any water units in the center of the map, which means that we are not able to go and commit the water stuff, which really sucks. We get climbing for the ruin, that's nice and all. We get that lighthouse as said before, and only 1 turn too late we managed to take this village. If only I had 1 turn more. We get an explorer, and here we see their capital. Not only that, but we also managed to see the 3rd lighthouse. And now, at turn 11, we get another explorer, and goes the wrong way. Oh no, it doesn't. And we managed to find the last lighthouse, and we basically have vision on the entire map at this point. And looking at this, it doesn't look like we are losing, right? We are not losing. I mean, they have ships with shields in them, but that doesn't mean anything, right? Wrong! You are so incredibly wrong. Because this, my friends, is Kiku. And Kiku knows how to BS their way to victory. Because we are so slow to develop this, and we get roads here, which might have not been the greatest choice. Probably should have tried to go either hunting into archery so that we could fight off these boats from the land, we chose to go with the roads. And the roads, don't get me wrong, is still one of the more powerful technologies, but it is definitely not the strongest as it, like as strong as it used to be. So yeah, that's quite a problem, don't you think? Well, I did not think about it. Going to be very honest with you. Also, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 against 1, 2, you'll see, 3, 4. What the heck? How did this game go from we have the complete advantage to we are completely disadvantaged in a couple of turns? And you'll see how that works. They start killing us, they start smacking us. We have no way of getting onto the water as rapidly as they can, which means that we can't fight this. As well as the giants that we're getting here, they're nice, but they take time to move their way over here. So that really sucks. And here is another misplay. I get population growth, which means that, yeah, I can upgrade this city over here, but no, I can't get onto the water because of reasons. Stupid. Yup, here comes the onslaught. They are murdering all of my established navy units, and they are now formally winning this game. Look at this. How the heck are we supposed to fight this with only land units and no ranged units at all? This is exactly why naval units are way more powerful than land units. You can basically fight without being touched. They are invincible units, at least for these units, as long as you play well with them. Which our opponent obviously doesn't. If you look at the gameplay over here. They allow us to smack all of their units in the water with my land units, which is just wrong. And we now start to compensate for that. And they are just, they keep slowly but surely exterminating all of my navy units, which means that I don't get the opportunity to win. Because I have to fight from a defensive position. As you can see, we have to giant push over there. So I think at this point it is time for a midway break. Woo! So, have you ever wondered what is more important? Navy or land? Or what about expansion versus economy? Well, I have the answers. You can watch my videos. They have some incredible, terrible gameplay of me with explanation whether or not something is better than the other thing. Moreover, you can also play a game against me if you look at the game in the description. Not in the comments, in the description. With that out of the way, like, subscribe for more videos. And let's continue. Yep. You see that right. It is time for bombers. No, the thumbnail did not lie. there is going to be bombers in this game. And not just one. But there's way more yet to come. And although we have the advantage in the amount of units we can produce and actually are producing, they have the opportunity to basically outblast us at any turn. Because the Navy units are just so much more powerful than anything we can muster. So that really sucks. Although we do get a hit on one of these bombers here. Which is one of the examples of our opponent making just a bad play. Just put it over here. It won't be hit. As well as this one, just put it over here or something. It's way less likely to get hit, or put it over here or here. I don't know if that's a land tile, but just make sure that your bombers can't get hit from the land, right? And as you will see in the future, we will make use of how our opponent uses their units. Yep, they managed to siege one of our cities here, and they are constantly blasting our units. And here as well, we just can't do anything about that. Well, at this point, we are trying to outsmart our opponent with some giant pushes, as well as just overall being better, because, except for this play, because, well, our opponent is not making any sense, at least to me. Here we get archery, which is one of the most underestimated technologies in the game. Archery allows you to hit units without, well, being close to them, right? Which means that we can start hitting the ships that our opponent is producing, as well as these stupid defenders, with the bow and arrow, right? So this is one of the first steps towards breaking the stalemate we had going on here. And here they start sieging us, and they make a misplay over here as well. Because I don't know if they can see that. Auto. Yeah, they can definitely see. Oh, they have quite a lot of vision actually. So we have a giant coming up here, and it's going to absolutely obliterate these two ships, which allows us to use this as a tank, in fact, to shield for a navy buildup. Here we managed to kill quite some units, and we even managed to unsiege, and that's the play that I mentioned. Go with border growth, although don't really need that at this point. There we go with population growth. And as you can see, this bomber is blasting us. The bombers, you know, they are so incredibly strong that there is, once you have a good way of defending with your bombers and you've put them in not too stupid places and you defend them all, you basically can't be beaten unless your opponent pulls out some smart moves, which I didn't, as you can see. Well, at least here we are making some ground. We start to work our way up to this stupid bomber. make a misplay. Get some forestry. Yeah, I definitely made some terrible plays. They finally pull back their bomber, but they captured one of the most important cities that we were defending over here, which is a bummer. At this point we're just scrambling by to try and hit these bombers, although our opponents can just keep making more of them. At least we have some naval units going now, finally, so that we can try at least to pressure these bombers over here. And as you can see, we're doing actually a decent job at that. So let's continue. Super unit. Border growth, even though that was probably not the best choice. And here they go again. 3 freaking bombers. And this one is in quite the interesting spot, because if we are able to put a bomber somewhere around here, we can also hit that bomber. And we are not in a position to do that because, well, we don't have navigation, for instance. And also we don't have mathematics. So, yeah, we are not in the best position yet. And as you can see, they are still able to kill a lot of our units. But we finally managed to kill 2 of the bombers, as well as hit a lot of these other units. And this is actually the point at which we actually start getting the high ground. Because as you can see, they are getting sieged again. We are trying to take back our city. But also here we are making at least some gains. And looking at the amount of units they have, it's not a lot, and we are finally building up the navy ourselves, which was very much hampered by the border growth in this city over here, which really sucked, to be honest. I actually didn't want to continue many times in this game, but at last we managed to prevail. Yep. And when you thought, ooh, the bombers are gone, they return. The bomber strikes back. But this time they didn't put it in the greatest of spots. Bonk. And we actually get navigation this turn, which was about to get time. And this is probably one of the most unfortunate misplays that our opponent makes, is instead of putting another bomber over here, they don't upgrade it yet, and this is probably the moment they realize that they are in quite a predicament, because they give up here. And we are just finishing it up at this point. Although I was uncertain whether or not we would actually be able to win from this point, because, well, we were still in quite a stalemate. But looking at how everything is going so far, we actually managed to turn the tides on the naval battle, because they make so many weird placements that we can get the upper hand, and we actually manage to finally gain some ground, or better to say, some sea. So as I round up this replay over here, and we actually get our first bomber, I would like to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're going to join me in the nice PvP game, because places are limited. Check out the description for that link, and I hope to see you in that game. So I think this was quite a nice game, and I hope you all enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!